Okay, here's a little spicy topic, why it may be okay to overpay for practice or the cost of waiting. So we got two doctors, both went to the same school. We have Dr. Buy Now and we have Dr. Wait 5 years. They're both hotshot vets. They got $100,000 job right out of school. Not everybody gets that, but there are some out there. They got 3% raises. Let's just say, let's keep it kind of simple. In year 3, Dr. Buy Now bought a practice. His salary after paying the mortgage on the practice was $90,000. Dr. Play It Safe, Dr. Wait, got another raise. So in year 3, Dr. Wait made more money than Dr. Buy Now, right? But now in year 4, the income turns around. That first year for the doctor who bought, little rough, but year 2, things are gelling. Now they're making an owner salary as opposed to an associate salary. And that steadily increases. Now, I said this before in different seminars we put on, but with COVID, I want to be a little bit gentle, but there are 2 facts in life. 1, eventually you will retire, and 2, eventually you will die. Those things are set. So if you wait 3 years longer to buy a practice, you can't recoup the lost wages from being an owner to being an associate. You can't make it up. And then if you start adding the time value of money, in this scenario we just went through, the doctor who eventually buys a practice will lose out on $176,000, and you can't recoup it because why? You can't extend by and large when you're going to retire, and you can't, not yet, change that you're going to die. Okay. Let's go through another example. We have Dr. Loves to Haggle. Dr. Loves to Haggle has decided to purchase a practice. He or she found a practice for sale that they like on OMNIPG-vet.com for $600,000. Where did they find it? That's OMNIPG-vet.com. So they found it for sale for $600,000. They went through some process, said, yep, like it. Maybe they even hired a consultant who valued the clinic and said, well, it's worth $575. He or she considers themselves a shrewd negotiator. Negotiations, they get to the point where they take place. Dr. Haggle says, $575, not a penny more. Well, the seller responds. Dr. T. Wad says, the price is $600,000 and absolutely will not budge. Well, Dr. Haggle says, I'm not paying $25,000 more than I have to. So they move on. And they work as an associate while waiting for a new opportunity. Let's just say that exactly 1 year later, they found another opportunity, and it was at the price that they want for $575. So they've saved $25,000. Add a little interest income on that. They invested it for a year and a half. They earned $125. However, this thing called inflation, which we haven't heard in a few years, that may be coming up soon, unfortunately. Really, that $575 is you can argue on this one, but basically they're not buying as much of a practice as they would have the year before because of inflation. Here's some real world things. Right now, interest rates are fantastic. A year from now, could they go up 1%? You bet. And if that happens, then the total cost on the life of that loan is $25,000. let's say the bank lending practices tighten. Actually, with COVID, they kind of have. Maybe some fees increase, just not super, not a super amount, but that's another 1,500. So you take all that in consideration, and instead of saving 25,000, it actually cost you 19,000. So what else? Well, they've also missed out on salary as an owner, remember? And you're going to die and you're going to retire. Maybe hopefully not the same day, but anyway. So there's an amount of money that you can never recoup. So the total cost, adding the salary and the other things, 69,000 in this case. So if you find a desirable practice, and it'll be a year or more before you find the comparable one, and maybe for whatever reason you can see that, wow, this seller is just not going to budge on the price. Should you be willing to pay a little bit? Yeah, because you can recoup that. How much more? Well, that's up to you. But in this example, 69,000 to be sure. Maybe 50,000, 75,000. It's really going to depend, especially if you find a practice that's in the area you want to be, or it's near where you want to live. So just a couple of things to consider. COVID's an interesting time. Why purchase now? It still really is once in a lifetime interest rates. As I said, banks are still lending money. There can be some additional challenges, but deals are still happening. Transitions are taking place. What happens if you wait? Life gets more complicated, right? Marriage, children, moving. So that's it. I hope you found that educational, and we'll see you in a month or so. Everybody stay safe. Thanks.